So you're working on a piece of painted furniture and you've got it all painted, but you need something else to take it up to the next level, or maybe you just feel like it's missing something. Well, I've got a fun solution for you that you may not have thought of, and it makes your piece look fantastic. So let's play with a little bit of sparkle today. All right, this is the dresser that we're working on today, and it's actually for one of my friends for her little girl's room. So she wanted it to not only be white, but to have a little sparkle to it. So we're actually giving it like a pearl finish, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be adorable. Let me tell you what we've done to this piece so far. So this was actually, it's a really old dresser. It's really cool, but it had a red finish. So it was a beast to cover up. This actually took 3 coats of Dixie Belle's Boss. I wanted to use Boss as a stain blocker. So 3 coats of white Boss, and we've got the stain all covered up. Then I did a coat of fluff. So that's the color of this. It only took 1 coat after all of our primer. So that's what we've got on here now. Now for the fun part, what we're gonna use is pearlescent glaze, and it is a gorgeous pearly white color. So that's what we're going to use on this now. We are just going to apply it like another coat of paint. I'll show you here in a minute, and I hope you can see the real beauty that it's going to add. And then we're also going to use it on our hardware to take that up a notch as well. So let's get started with the fun part. And again, this is going to be beautiful. I'm going to give this a really good stir. I just want to be sure that the pearl is mixed well throughout. So I'm using a Dixie Belle flat medium brush. This is my favorite of their brushes. I just love how it fits really well in my hand. And we're just going to apply a coat of this. I'm hoping that we can really see the pearl. I just want a nice even coat over the entire thing. I'm gonna get it as even as possible so we don't see like streaky sparkles, but I'm hoping it levels out really nice and gives us a nice even finish. There we go. I love doing the metallic or the pearl finish on top of a piece like this that has some curves to it. I feel like that way the light really picks up the fact that it is metallic. So anything that has a little bit of detail to it, if it's got a little curve like the front of these drawers, those are the perfect pieces to give it a little metallic shimmer. Not that you can't do it on other pieces, I just feel like it shows up a little bit better on those kind. Let's go over this one more time, just the whole way across. It's so pretty with the white underneath because it really does give it a more subtle look. All right, I always like to do the top first, and then we're gonna work our way around the side and see what happens. Okay, while the first coat is drying, I want to show you how I'm going to dress up this hardware. So my friend's room has silver accents. So we had this hardware that came with the dresser. It's really cool and pretty and old. But I knew if I polished this up, it would just be brass, and that wasn't going to match their room. So check this out. I took a couple of products and made them this beautiful silver color with the shimmer on top, and I think this is going to go so much better in her room. So let me show you how to get this cool finish. First of all, we are going to use gilding wax. This is the sterling silver. Now you could use any base metallic color that you want. And we are just going to put this all over this piece. Now I'm going to show you a little trick. Save your kids' old electric toothbrushes. These are fantastic for not only dusting, getting all the dust and grime out of here, but also applying some gilding wax. So I'm going to actually turn this on and kind of dust this piece. I know that's so random, but it works so well. And you don't actually need an electric toothbrush. You could totally just use a regular old toothbrush. I save all the old ones because you never know when you're going to need it. Okay, I'll turn that off. So dust it off a little bit, get some gilding wax. Now I want these to be pretty silver, so I'm going to apply quite a bit in all these areas. It's going to bring out all the pretty details. I love doing this to hardware because it's kind of foolproof. You can't really mess it up. It's kind of messy. And you just really make it come to life. You can apply as much or as little as you want. Okay, there we go, just until you like the way it looks. So already we've really changed the color of it. We've made it stand out and turn a lot more silver, but I want to add a little more since we're using our pearl glaze over the whole piece. I thought it would be fun to add some glaze on the hardware as well and really make it sparkle. Now I did grab a different brush than what I'm using on the dresser because since this gilding wax is still a bit wet, we have a tendency to pull some silver, and I don't want that to get back over on my dresser. So do use a different brush. I'm just going to kind of dab this all over and get a heavy coat of shimmer. So now it really looks nice and silvery. Now this will dry and be a bit more clear than it is now. But look at that, in just a couple of minutes, we've completely transformed the look of this hardware to be exactly what we want. I'm gonna do another little knob. Let's change the look of this. This is also really helpful. These knobs came from a different project. They didn't match, so we can make them match now. Let me set this aside. There's nothing cuter than little floral knobs on a sparkly dresser for a little girl's room. All right, there we go. And now we've got a matching set of hardware. I'm just gonna set this aside and let it dry. We're gonna go do a second coat on that dresser to really make it sparkle, and then we'll add our hardware and have a finished project. All right, we are all dry, and I'm gonna do a second coat because I really want this sparkle to stand out. It is, right now, you could definitely stop if you only wanted one. It's a very subtle effect. It's gorgeous. You can really see it here, especially on the edge as it hits the light in that curve. It is such a pretty finish. But I do want this to have a little bit more of a pop, so we're gonna do a second coat in the same way we did the first. It's really nice and pretty even on the top. We're gonna be careful once again as we give it a second coat to be sure that it really evens out the top. Okay, the second coat is finished. I'm just gonna let this dry and then I'll put on the hardware that we made beautiful, and I cannot wait to show you the finished product. So I hope you'll consider taking your next painted piece up a notch with a little bit of metallic glaze. We'll see you next time.